sell it again because it's a Diaclone homage, and the nerds will eat that up.
We're live.
Spin Out. Who's Spin Out?
Spin Out is...
He looks a lot like...
Is that a Sideswipe or a Sunstreaker?
That's, you know what? He's a red Sunstreaker.
Okay, yeah, because there's also...
But see, Sideswipe exists, and he's red, isn't he?
Well, yeah, because you have Sideswipe who's red, Sunstreaker who's yellow.
But they're different robot forms, but in car form, they look very similar.
Yes. Yeah, they're both Lamborghinis, but they transform differently.
Wait a second.
And they've done there's a red Sunstreaker and a yellow Sideswipe. The yellow Sideswipe is named Tiger Tracks, I believe.
And there's a black Tracks who's
Black
a Decepticon. Loud Pedal.
Oh, that one I did not know. I know there's a G2 Sideswipe is red. So they always will do a black version of Sideswipe.
Why am I looking at these? I'm just going to want to spend money. Okay, clamp down.
All right, let's do a clap.
He looks like somebody.
3, 2, 1.
Is Clamp Down? Is he a white Sunstreaker?
He's Red Alert.
Okay, he's like
a white Red Alert.
He's the cop car version of Sunstreaker, I believe. Yeah.
Sorry, CJ. We're almost done. Just
yeah, you are now. CJ leaves for 30 seconds and it becomes a Transformers podcast.
That's right, exactly.
Corden is the white Sunstreaker.
Okay, Corden is
his chest has the little police lights on it.
Yeah, he's the police Sunstreaker. That's right.
Oh, that's a nice looking toy.
Look at this.
There he is. Smokescreen. Love Smokescreen.
Yeah.
Even Ironhide doesn't suck in Masterpiece form.
I know, right? I only have a handful of Masterpiece toys, but they're
expensive.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, I was able to find a domestic version of Soundwave back when he was out.
Cool.
I just stumbled onto him at a Toys R Us, which was rare, so I picked him up. I imported Shockwave Masterpiece, and then I spent the big money on the Masterpiece Megatron.
I would spend money on a Masterpiece Wheeljack as well, although he's sold out. Yeah, there's some. Oh no, Tiger Track.
Yeah,
that's the yellow. Okay.
Okay, yeah,
That's the yellow Red Alert.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's a black. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's the thing. There's at least 5 extra colors of Transformers I didn't even know about here.
Yeah. And I got the Megatron that I got is the version that's decorated like the toy, where he's got like the chrome, and yeah, he looks more like the toy than the cartoon model. Oh man.
All right.
Well, yep.
That's done. Are we done with the show now?
That's our show for this week.
Sweet.
Done.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to episode 735.
I haven't started recording yet. We didn't clap.
We did.
Did we clap? Well, I wasn't recording when we did it, so why don't I?
I can't tell if he's being serious.
No, I'm actually very serious. Let me start recording.
Clapped on YouTube.
You actually clapped.
I guess I did. I guess I thought I had pressed record, but I had not. So you know what? Be glad I noticed it now, as opposed to 45 minutes from now.
True.
Shall we clap again?
Let's do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
There we go. Look at that. There it is.
Hello and welcome to episode 735 of the Player One Podcast for Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going, sir?
It's going pretty well. Made a lot of progress on the game room this weekend.
What's progress on the game room? What did you do?
I got rid of an extra set of shelves that I couldn't really use, and I removed the big wood floor model TV. As much as I adored the design of that thing, didn't have a very good picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up getting a 32-inch Sony. I don't know how you say it, Wega or Vega. I've heard it said both.
It's technically it's spelled Wega, but it is pronounced Vega.
Okay. So a 32-inch Sony Vega.
Yeah.
that has been sitting in my basement for a while, but I finally got that upstairs and installed.
I think that's my I'm pretty sure that's the same old TV that I had as well. I believe mine
We
was
all
32
had
inch.
different sizes of those televisions. I know that
Yeah.
I bought one off of Slim
Oh yeah.
at one point, but it's a 21 inch, and that is the one that went from Chicago to San Francisco to Halifax to North Carolina to British Columbia, back to Halifax, and then when I went up to the 40, that's the one I had when the 360 came out. And then when I went to the 42-inch Sega LCD rear projection that CJ had, same model, that went up to my aunt's place upstairs, and then it eventually ended up on the curb. And boy, did I regret that, because that TV was fantastic.
Was it? I mean, was it still functional?
It was still functional. We just didn't get it anymore. So that was, you put it out so somebody would pick it up.
Yeah.
One of those things, right? It's like, well, we're all moving on. I've got an LCD and blah, 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 blah. And it's like,
don't need this anymore.
Who knew in like 10 years time?
Yeah.
I wish I still had that TV. But anyway, I managed to score a 32-inch Vega for free.
For free?
Yep.
Wow.
So with a stand and everything. So that's in the room now. So I'm pretty excited. So over the next week, I'm hoping I can get the specific consoles hooked up to it that I like. Maybe play some Virtua Cop at some point. It's really the main reason I want one. So I can play light gun shooters.
Play light gun games now.
I desperately want to play light gun games again.
Oh, that's great.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a genre that needs to come back somehow.
Well, there is a light gun that actually the people who are selling the Polymega, if that ever comes out, they actually bought the rights to sell this thing too, which is basically, it's a light gun that works on a panel television. I think you can buy it from the person who created it. It was created by one guy. He prototyped it and everything like that, but I think they bought the rights to sell it. But I think he sells them as well. And I've seen some videos of tests done on it, and it seems to work pretty well.
Wow,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll have to look
and
that
joining
up.
me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Filthy Bald.
It's not Phil anymore. It's Dunk.
I don't get
What's
it.
that referring
Don't
to?
mind if I do.
What's that referring to?
Flawless. It worked.
Please explain the reference.
Hey, you'll figure it out.
Went right over him.
You'll figure it out.
Right there.
You'll figure it out. How's it going?
I don't know that I will.
I know what you're talking about. But why don't you explain it so that we can make sure you know what you're talking about?
I'm onto your games, Greg. It's one of many Adam Sandler references you'll be hearing sprinkled throughout this show.
No.
Adam Sandler, total blind spot for me. I didn't like him back in the 90s.
I
didn't find him very funny.
I'm not saying you should.
Yeah, but like I never all those Adam Sandler movies that everybody references and like people our age like all loved and everything. I've never seen one of them.
You never saw The Waterboy?
Nope. I didn't find him funny.
I saw The Waterboy because they had the Star Wars trailer in front of it.
Nice.
Really?
Nice.
The episode 1?
I think I forget which one it was.
Because at the episode 1 trailer, that was before like
there were 3 movies.
It was before
Wing Commander, Meet Joe Black.
Okay.
And Wing Commander I have on DVD.
Also the Waterboy.
The Waterboy.
Sprinkled in
Wing
there
Commander.
as well.
I remember when Slim Miller came to work for Ziff Davis.
Yeah.
He bunked at my place for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the first night he was there, he noticed that I had Wing Commander in my DVD collection, and he took a picture of it and posted it on the internet to shame me. The first night he was there.
The Wing Commander movie.
Oh man,
it was terrible.
It wasn't very good.
Oh, it was awful.
I think, did we see it in the theater together?
Probably.
We may have. Yeah.
I've never
because
seen it.
that came out when I was still living. That was before I moved to Chicago.
What? Really?
Yeah, because I had the DVD when I moved to Chicago.
Okay, then.
So
yeah. I was living in Missouri when that came out.
If you mash together all the video files from Wing Commander 3 or Wing Commander 4, or really the computer generated cinematics from Wing Commander 1 or 2, they were all better movies than the Wing Commander movie.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Watching
That's a shame. It's a shame.
watching a long play of Sylphid on Sega CD.
Is a better Wing Commander movie.
I'd watch that. Sure.
I got a big one. Give me another. The game had some weird voice.
What the
samples in
hell
it.
was up with that translation? Just in general, like who?
I don't think I'm curious. I should go back and play the Japanese version of that and see if it actually was a translation or if they just used.
Or if they just used English? Yeah,
It
I mean,
I'm
actually
wrote
assuming
that.
it was just English.
Yeah,
I'm
I was going to
assuming it was
say
just
it
English,
would
too.
actually make more sense that it was just a Japanese game that had crazy English voices in it.
Was that
Yeah.
a Game Arts game?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought
It was
so,
actually
'cause,
Sylphid was actually a really old Game Arts game that they
Yeah.
remade for the Sega CD.
my pal Jim had the original for the Apple IIgs.
Oh, right on.
original
Yeah, it was one of
Sylphid
the
game.
games that it was Sylphid and Thexter were two Game Arts
That's
games
right.
that Sierra brought
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
weird.
Huh?
But there you go.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
our Sylphid collection
Oh, man.
for PS5?
Do you want any of them that are not the first game or the Sega CD game?
Well, there were what, 3 of them as far as I know, right? Because there was obviously the
There was that
original.
terrible Xbox game.
There was was there an X? Because there was the original one for
Mhm.
like old PCs, and then you had the Sega CD one, and then there was the PS2 one that
Yeah.
Working Designs brought out here.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah.
And then there was one on the 360,
Oh, was there really?
but it was like a free roaming 3D space combat.
Oh, wow.
Project Sylphid. It was called Project Sylphid,
Oh,
and I
Was
think
it
it's spelled with a
retail?
Y.
Was
Yeah, it was. It was.
was
retail.
that really
I've got a copy.
related though? Was it related?
Well, it was very strangely titled if it wasn't related, but not a word you come
I don't know.
across in nature very often. But you know,
Everything's just called Sylphid.
you know what I'd love to have though is a Gun Griffin collection.
oh yeah.
Because I
That
think
was
there were 2 Gun Griffins on the Saturn. We only got 1 though.
that was a mech game, right?
Yeah, and then there
Okay.
was one on the, I want to say on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Yes, because
Yeah,
Working Designs did, I think, 2 game. Gun Griffin Blaze was 1.
yes,
That's
that was
right.
one of them.
And then there were those shooters that had 2 different boxes, like disc art. What the hell was that?
What?
Gun Griffin Allied Strike for the
Remember.
Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah, so Gun Griffin and Gun Griffin 2 were both on Saturn. Gun Griffin Blaze was on the PlayStation 2, and Gun Griffin Allied Strike was on the Xbox.
Okay.
And they weren't amazing games, but I loved Gun Griffin on the Saturn. I don't
Really?
know what it was about that game, but I really liked it a lot.
Huh.
Yeah. What the hell am I thinking of that had
I don't know. I often wonder.
Raystorm? Was it Race? Okay, maybe it was a PS1 game. Raystorm. and Ray Crisis.
Raystorm,
Ray Crisis?
they brought out Raystorm. Was it Raystorm or Ray Crisis? Working Designs brought out. I think that was their first Spaz label game, wasn't it?
Was it?
Remember their label
Yeah.
Spaz?
Oh,
Spaz.
I do.
I do
Yeah.
remember that.
That was
I think
a bad
that was
idea.
the first one
Wow.
released under that.
You're
Really?
right.
Are you thinking of Mobile Light Force and Mobile Light Force 2,
No.
CJ?
No,
No.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No.
You do remember those, right?
I think it was Ray Crisis that had 2 different disc
Well,
art.
Working Designs did that like all the time.
Yeah,
with their
all the
reversible
games.
time,
covers
yeah.
and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Anyway.
mean, what was it like? Lunar or Lunar
They
2
did
for
different
Sega
disc
CD.
art. Yeah.
Yeah, it had
bunch
like
of
what 8 different
Multiple.
disc arts or something.
Same with Dragon Force. Definitely did have a bunch of them, and almost everyone I knew had the same one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think Magic Knight Ray Earth had 3. Like for the
Oh,
three,
really?
3.
Huh.
I think
Oh, for the
one
3
for the 3
characters.
girls. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Trying to drive
Alright.
up that collector's market before a collector's market even began.
Mhm.
True.
Yep.
True. It worked.
Yup.
All right. Well, let's do the only news story really that I flagged for this week. Oscar Isaac is going to play Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid movie.
Apocalypse?
Is that
The guy
name
who
of
played Apocalypse
Did he play Apocalypse?
in that terrible X-Men movie?
Which one? You're gonna have to be more specific.
The one with Apocalypse.
Maybe
still can't remember.
Terrible one with
I'm looking
Apocalypse.
through his filmography. I don't see X-Men in there. Oh yeah, X-Men Apocalypse. He is. Yes.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize that he
yes,
played
yeah.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's probably not
Don't-
right at the top of his resume.
Don't
No.
question me, CJ.
He played
Who
he was
are
one of the
you?
characters in Star Wars, right? He was
Yeah, Poe.
He was
Poe.
Poe Dameron, hotshot pilot, and
who didn't trust women to be in charge in the second movie, wasn't that
right?
Yes.
And then he became a drug smuggler in the third one. So
Okay. Really?
yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
remember the
I
third
haven't
movie
seen
at
the
all.
second one or third one.
You haven't
He-
seen them?
I didn't see them. No.
You didn't miss much with the third one.
Yeah,
I
I heard
actually-
I didn't miss much.
I actually really like Last Jedi, but yeah, Rise of Skywalker is whoof.
Bad.
Yeah, I like Last Jedi as well, for the most part.
I need to
There were
I need
some
to
parts
catch
of it
up
I
on
didn't like.
Mandalorian. Let me tell you.
Mandalorian's great.
Well,
I
yeah, I know
finally
that. I
started
watched
watching-
season 1. I need to watch
I
season 2.
finally started watching season 2 this week,
Yeah, it's quite
and
good.
yeah, I totally nerded out on a bunch of stuff in that episode. I won't say anything
Yeah.
because I know CJ
How-
hasn't started.
I
it.
haven't seen it yet.
Did you just watch the first episode of the?
Yeah.
Okay, well, keep watching.
Oh yeah. Oh,
It
absolutely.
gets you'll
Keep
you'll be
watching.
you'll be geeking out more and more as
Yeah.
it this most recent episode
I heard it was really good.
is about as Star Warsy as that show has ever been, and there are some they bring some old stuff back into canon that I was very giddy about. So I
Very
shan't
cool.
say anything else, but you should totally watch it.
Oh, I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to get there.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's the news. Oscar
That's
Isaac is
quick.
Snake.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is he gonna?
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac
news.
is the guy
How do you
from.
feel about it? How do you feel about that casting decision
Don't
and
care.
that they're even making a Metal Gear Solid movie?
I much like the Uncharted movie.
Mm-hmm.
I will be sitting watching that movie on whatever streaming service it gets dumped to because it's not going to end up in a theater.
Hey, and because of the way the world is now, that might happen a lot
True.
quicker than usual. So
That's
That's
true.
true, actually.
I will be halfway through watching the Metal Gear movie,
before
and
we
I
turn it
will,
off,
and I'll still be unsure that they're actually going to go ahead and make it.
There you go. Well, the
Because-
big news last week really in entertainment was that Warner Brothers is going to release all of their 2021
Yeah.
theatrical movies onto HBO Max.
Yep,
it's a big.
Which is
That's a
pretty-
big deal.
that is a big
That's
deal.
a huge deal.
Yep.
A real tipping point. And I like that AMC theaters
Yeah, they
came
were
back. They're like,
pissy
well,
about it, weren't they?
they're a little pissy about it. They're like, I guess they're going to cut their theatrical revenue
Big
by a lot. It's
mistake.
like, yeah, but it's sort
Yeah.
of like giving the money to a different division instead.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
people
They're still making the money.
subscribe.
You're
Yeah,
just
they're making the money.
you're not making your $13 for a bucket of popcorn, AMC. That's the real problem here, isn't it?
That is correct.
Warner Brothers is still getting their money.
Yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, movie theaters are going to die. Movie theaters aren't going to be dead. I mean, they're going to go through a lean time, obviously. But I imagine people will still want to congregate after the pandemic. People will still want to congregate in a large auditorium to watch a movie together.
I still
Like-
love going to the movies, obviously,
of course.
but
Of
yeah,
course.
Yeah.
I don't
But
love
yeah.
the price.
No.
Well, sure.
You know,
I would not be surprised if more theaters end up adopting more of a boutique kind of experience, you know, where
Like an Alamo
Which is-
Draft House.
a real
Yeah.
shame here. Yeah, oh man, I'd love to have one of those around here. But around
Yeah.
here, we had one sort of really nice old theater left. Like it had balcony and everything, and it's just
Oh,
an
yeah.
old theater, and it was perfectly suited to be one of those boutique theaters where like you can rent it out and have Rocky Horror Picture Show playing and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, and Cineplex, all the theaters around here used to be. I forget what the name of the company was, but anyway, they sold to Cineplex.
Mhm.
And Cineplex came in, and I think when they did that thing where the press release mentions this one place and how we're not going to change it, so immediately that's in the
Yeah.
plans that's going to change, and then a year later they sold it, and
Yeah, of
it's
course.
been gutted, and
Ugh.
and now we're in this situation where I think you're right. I think that I hope that the boutique theater becomes more of a thing, and it would have been perfect for it. So it's a real shame that it's gone now around here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Alamo Draft House, every time I see, I think Seabake is the one who constantly posts about going to see movies there. And I'm always so jealous because I just think it's such a cool idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, that would not surprise me if they steer away from the multiplex thing and start doing the, where they can charge a little
stuff.
more.
Yeah.
And they'll bring you the food and stuff like, because we have one of those theaters here in town. Over in the mall, where we have the big multiplex, but we also have down the hall a ways there's the fancy theater for lack of a better term. But
I remember at when we were at Scoopfest a couple years ago, and you guys flew out one day, and I wasn't leaving for like the entire day, and I had to check out, and there was the theaters in the casino we were at, it was a multiplex on the top floor, completely empty.
Yeah.
And I went, and I'm pretty sure I fell asleep because it was I don't even remember the movies I saw, but I saw like 3 movies.
Oh, really? Wow.
And I think I fell asleep halfway through one of them because, I mean, every chair in the place was like a recliner.
Oh, really?
It was just very luxurious, and I was the only person in the theater all 3 movies. I never paid for the third, but I think I went out to try to, because being stupidly honest the way I am, I went out, and they're just like, "Don't worry about it. Go back in." So
just go back in.
Look at you.
But yeah, it was actually watching our chat here. Mr. Coffee, Mr. Radar, there saying that it won't. Theaters are going to get more expensive, and the idea you won't be taking the whole family to see a kids movie because it'll kill your wallet. I don't do that now because of that exact thing. I have 3 kids, and none of them get in for cheap anymore.
Yeah,
you go and you pay for me and my kids, and then they all want snacks. It's $100. I'm into it for $100 whenever we go to a movie, which is why we don't. I mean, this year we don't go for other reasons, but for the previous 2 years, we went to 1 or 2 movies a year, and that was why. It's just too expensive.
I mean, we wouldn't go to see Trolls World Tour or anything in the theater, but if like the Lion King, we did that. We did the Lion King remake.
But see, you've only got 2 adults and 1 child. But
you're right.
I have a feeling that Trolls World Tour is a better movie than the Lion King.
Yeah. I would agree with
that. I think you may have made the wrong decision.
But I would absolutely pay a premium to go as a date night or something and go have something to eat and drink and a movie.
Sure. And then see Trolls World Tour.
And see Trolls World Tour.
Naturally. That's what you want.
Yeah.
It's like Spanish Fly. Did anyone get that reference? Anybody besides us get that reference?
Anyway.
We all know what he was talking about.
Should we get into what you've been playing? I think we should
talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let's talk more about the Trolls World Tour.
Let's talk about that movie again.
They have a new cartoon series coming out soon.
Who do?
Do they?
The Trolls?
Yeah, there's new Trolls.
It's been on Netflix for a while.
There was a Netflix.
No, they were announcing a new one. I saw it for a new one.
Okay. Does this continue the adventures of Poppy? Is that the troll?
Yeah, that's character name.
That's the characters from the second movie.
That's the Anna Kendrick character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've seen both of the Trolls movies. I've because Finn enjoys them, so I've seen both of those. And then there's the Justin Timberlake character. He's the gray one.
Right. Yep.
And there's the punk rock chick from the second movie.
she's the villain from the second one. I don't remember any of the characters' names.
Okay.
There's one with 4 legs, and there's a glittery one.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know.
Riveting.
Why are we talking about? Why are we?
I don't know. I don't know why you're listing off characters.
I don't either. I'm waiting for CJ to take control and move on. So
all right,
I'm just filling dead air.
Isn't that what most of the show is?
There's a big fat one.
Yeah,
I remember.
Okay, so let's go into what you've been playing. I'll kick it off here. I've been playing a new video game called Immortals Phoenix Rising.
I played the Immortal on my Genesis like 25 years ago.
Yeah, that's an old game.
Different
dude.
game. Different game. This is the one known as Gods and Monsters.
Is this Phoenix?
When they announced it.
I played Phoenix back on the Atari.
because of Monster Energy drink, they had to retitle it.
What?
Wait, this is a Monster Energy drink
What?
tie-in?
Wait a minute.
No, it's
So
not.
they were
but
gonna
apparently,
call the game Gods and Monsters, and they couldn't do that because of licensing.
Apparently, right. Apparently, like
That's
a trademark
stupid.
sort of thing. They couldn't call it Gods and Monsters.
And then they
So
decided they were going to
retitled
call it
to
Dorito
Immortals.
Fighters.
Phoenix Rising.
Why didn't they just strike a deal and have a cross promotion?
I don't know. You'll
Get
have
a coupon for a free Monster
hey,
Energy drink.
phone up Eve Gimo and get the scoop.
I will.
Okay. You have his home
Eve
number.
Gimo.
Get him on the show.
Congratulations on saying that right, by the way.
So what is this? What is
So
this game?
Immortals Phoenix Rising, you may remember, is basically an Ubisoft take on Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
And
You're not selling it to me so far.
it's sort of a combo. It's a combination.
Okay.
It's been oft described as if Assassin's Creed and Breath of the Wild had a baby.
Okay.
So the combat is very Assassin's Creed. The weapons don't break like in
that's
Breath of the
good.
Wild.
That's
So
good.
got that.
Okay, we're going the right direction now.
Yeah. The attack is on the right bumper for some reason. Who knows why?
You lost me.
And
What kind of psychopath puts the attack on the right bumper?
well, there's right bumper and then right trigger is like your heavy attack. So sword is right bumper. If you have
What?
like
Why would you do that?
an axe.
That's a shooty
don't know.
button. That's a shooty button.
That's an Assassin's Creed thing. Though.
Is it?
Assassin's
Is
Creed
Assassin's Creed like that too?
is like that as well. Yes.
Oh, there's why I haven't played this.
Yeah,
games.
and then
Yeah.
basically like dodge is on the X button on the Xbox controller. So it's very much Assassin's Creed controller layout. And it's trying to be Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways, like puzzles everywhere. And it has they're called
Not a drop
rifts
to drink.
instead of shrines, but the idea is basically the same. You go down and solve like a number of puzzles, and then at the end you get in this case it's Zeus's lightning, which you can then use to power up your stamina bar, your stamina meter. Yeah, but it's a lot more dense. The map is denser than Breath of the Wild. So there is exploration in this game, but there's a lot of stuff happening in the map, at least in the starting area. I'm maybe about 5 hours in. But it's quite dense. I really like the combat. Leveling up equipment is great. You collect different sets of equipment like helmet, and weapons and armor and such. And when you level them up, you level up all of the sets that you own. So it's really just switching cosmetics and deciding which perks you want. So each piece of armor or weapon has like a certain attribute to it. Like it'll do a certain percentage more damage in the air, or it'll refill some health if you get a critical hit. And you can level up when you level up each part of your armor. It levels everything. Everything you own goes up. All the stats. So you can pick which one you like the best, and you don't have to like focus XP points on one particular set or anything like that. You can mix and match. And it's really pretty good. Like at first, I didn't know what to think because it sort of uses Saturday morning cartoon style humor. The way that the game is set up, it's narrated by Zeus and Prometheus.
Okay.
So they narrate the whole story of what's going on. They're narrating part of the action.
All I can think of.
Prometheus was the god of narration, right?
I don't think so.
No, Prometheus. That's all I think of when I hear Prometheus. It's an old Critic bit. Remember the Critic?
Is it really the Critic?
Remember the
I don't
Critic?
remember the Critic well enough to remember any of the
that
jokes.
That was Jay Sherman's student film.
It stinks.
Was just a pretentious little art film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good stuff. Watch the Critic is what I'm saying.
So basically, yeah, they narrate the action. So you as Phoenix are playing through, you sort of, your army has been decimated by Typhon's forces, and you are the only one that remains alive. So
Typhon was the
they're-
main enemy in that Genesis shooter.
Philios.
Saying, yeah,
You're
Philios.
thinking of
Yeah.
cats
So
who acquired all of our heroes' bases.
it's a little bit strange to have narration through from two wisecracking
Now,
sounds like the
gods.
show.
Now-
as I'm trying to describe Immortals.
now,
Phoenix
do
Rising.
these- are these characters' voices just dripping in sex like the characters in Hades?
No.
Well,
Gotta play Hades.
I don't want to hear narration if it's not going to give me a boner.
It's
Wow.
not going to give you
Wow.
a boner.
Well,
No, it won't.
that's
I'll
I'll stick to Hades. Thanks.
the characters are fine, but they're not like their facial animation is not great. They
Hmm.
just don't look great. Art style is
So it is like the show.
Yeah. I posted some pictures on the Twitters, and the environments look awesome. The graphics in the game look phenomenal. The characters themselves do not really look great.
No.
You can customize the way Phoenix looks. There's a character creator and everything, but it does have a little bit of Ubisoft
Jank.
jank to it. Plus, it has an in-game store. You can buy armor sets and whatnot. Like if you want to have a particular look, they're selling premium armor and mounts and things, because you can, like Breath of the Wild, you can sneak up on animals and then ride them around the environment. And then Ubisoft is also selling those. And it also has things like which are strangely, they just kind of feel out of place, like dailies and weekly challenges. And you can get rewarded and level up your stats with that, but it just sort of feels out of place in a game like this. But I'm having a bit of fun with it. It's yeah, it's fun. If you want a light Breath of the Wild experience with
there's your-
Assassin's Creed combat,
There's your box
And
quote. I'm having
a
a bit of
much-
fun with it.
a much
It's
denser
fun.
map
Than
than Breath of the Wild, so not like
Yeah.
a huge amount of exploration. Maybe you want to give this a try. And it doesn't show you like the map with all sorts of points of interest for you to go in. Instead, you use this farsight power that you have, and when you look at something in the distance,
Yeah.
if the controller vibrates, you can reveal what that is.
Oh, gives you sight beyond sight.
Sight beyond sight. You can then have that in your HUD and determine whether you want to go to that area or not. Or you can just run around the map and find whatever you stumble upon. There's that too. So, but it has,
I honestly did not know that this was the game. When I kept seeing people talking about Phoenix on Twitter, and I did not
Phoenix
know that
Rising.
this was that game.
this is that
'Cause
game.
I remember them showing this game, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't think either of you. Well, Phil, you might like it.
Really?
I feel like
It's-
CJ just knows me better than you.
I don't know.
I've not played an Assassin's Creed game.
Okay, you don't need to have played an Assassin's Creed game.
And
This?
I mean I should mention that I've not played an Assassin's Creed game just because they look like they do not interest me at all.
In the slightest. Sure.
Yeah. And I bounced off of Breath of the Wild after 6 hours or so.
Okay.
So-
Well, I think the denser map, plus there's an awful lot of environmental puzzles, and there are like not dungeons, but they're like building challenges that I think you would like,
Okay.
perhaps.
Okay.
Maybe when this game is $20, which will probably be very soon.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give it a month.
Give it a month.
Give it a
it'll
month
be on
and pick it up for
discount.
$20.
Yeah,
See what I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. But
maybe, maybe it'll be
I'm
good.
having a bit of fun with it.
Okay.
and it looks good on the Series X. It's 60 frames a second.
Oh,
Plays really well.
nice.
But yeah, so I've been playing that. I also finished Spider-Man Remastered.
Oh, good
Nice.
job.
Last week.
Good job.
Last week we did a spoiler cast on Miles Morales, and I think I said during that I was near the end, that I thought I was near the end.
Right.
So when I booted it up this past week, I went to the next mission,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave me the point of no return. Like,
Oh, yeah.
this is the last point you can power up your stuff before the end of the story. So
Yes.
I was right at the end.
Power up your
Nice.
stuff.
Basically, yeah, 15 minutes from finishing that game. Really
And?
damn good.
That's a good game.
It's a good game.
Welcome to 2018.
Now you know what we
Welcome
knew
to
2 years ago.
2018. Yeah, I know.
Proud of you, CJ. At least
I
you
finished it.
Yeah.
Finally. Yeah. And then I also played some Red Dead Online. So Rockstar released Red Dead Online as a separate
Wow,
thing.
and you played it. Okay.
It's discounted. It's on sale for $5 on every platform, and I do enjoy me some multiplayer gaming, and got the Sea of Thieves crew to all go in and purchase Red Dead Online so we could all play together. It ended up just me and Mike playing together. So we
Of
played
course it did.
the initial mission in Red Dead. There's like an initial story mission, and then you can play online. So we played like the first mission we could play together online. I'm terrible at that game. I got to remember that right bumper, unlike Phoenix Rising, is not attack. It is go into cover. So yeah. I got nothing to say about it. I need to play more. I need to play more of it. I'll just let Greg go because Greg's playing some more interesting stuff. And then Phil, your list is crazy. So
Everything about me is crazy, man.
you are crazy.
Don't even think about it.
So Greg, what do you got?
So one of the things I've been doing on my Twitch channel that I started doing recently, and I actually tried this years ago too, is basically all the games that I cover in Generation 16, going back and actually playing them live on Twitch because people have been asking for that. I tried that years ago, but the problem with the Genesis library early on is that once you get past the opening games, which are all like sort of arcadey, at first you got like Alter Beast and Super Thunderblade and Space Harrier 2, and those are easy enough to play. And then you've got like a couple of platformers that are not great with Alex Kidd and Osamatsu-kun. Although I played through Osamatsu-kun recently, and that was pretty. And then the next game's Phantasy Star 2. Phantasy Star 2 is a great game, and it was a great game in 1989 when it came out. But man, you want to talk about a grind fest? That was nuts. Phantasy Star 2 was nuts. So that's where this whole endeavor came to a screeching halt years ago. And I probably played it for about 3 or 4 weeks, or no, probably even longer than that, before I just finally said I can't handle this. But I did play through the original Phantasy Star recently with on the Sega Ages version, because of course you could set that to an easy mode where I think it quadrupled Meseta, which is money in that world, and experience points. So you didn't, because the original Phantasy Star was a grind fest as well. So unfortunately, I was kind of hoping that someday we would get a Sega Ages version of Phantasy Star 2, because I did want to play through the game again. I went through it back when it was new, but have never gotten through it since. So I started playing it again, and I'm actually using a ROM hack, which does the exact same thing as what I just said with the Sega Ages version of Phantasy Star 1, which is it quadruples the money and the experience points that you get in the game. And with that, I played for almost 2 hours the first night, and I still only just barely got through the first dungeon. I didn't have to do any grinding, but it's still a real slow burn. But it is fun to actually pick it up and play it again, and hoping that this hack makes it just easier to deal with. And I hate to say that because it makes it sound like I don't like the game. I do really like the game, but it's just, boy, it really wants you to invest a lot of time into it.
Hmm.
So anyway, yeah, I've been I was playing that this week. And then more recent, so one of the listeners to the show actually, sorry, one of the listeners to the show recently bought me a copy of Sackboy: A Big Adventure for the PlayStation 5.
Oh,
Because he said he wanted to hear excuse me, hear me talk about it on the show and also see me stream it. So so I did. I started this past Thursday. I'm really interested in seeing the game and playing the game, but it just hadn't, sort of gotten around to picking it up.
mm-hmm.
And it's pretty good. It's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like maybe, I don't know if Sackboy ever had a voice before, but
Yeah, he made little noises.
Yeah, but it was all like kind of like like little grunts and stuff, right?
I don't know
Yeah,
if they've
grunts.
aged him down a little bit or what, but it's very much like this is done by Sumo Digital, so it feels not a whole lot like Little Big Planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fully 3D platformer with a full-on story, and it's a very, I hate to say this, but Phil, I think both of you guys will know exactly what I mean when I say like the story bits are very UK platformer.
Oh,
Where you've just got, and it's not a terrible thing, but like
okay.
people were saying it, when we were streaming it, where it's like, this character comes on for a little bit of exposition and it just kind of drags on. And it's like,
Right.
all right, I get it. I get what you're saying. Just let me continue. Like I don't want it. I don't want more of your character. I don't know how else to say it, but the
Oh no,
game
it's Gary Gritted,
designers-
the local weirdo, hiding in
Yeah.
their bushes.
exactly. It was very Wonder Dog. Or no, that was
Underdog.
actually
that was Chuck Rock. Yeah,
I'm sorry, that was Chuck Rock.
Rock.
But yeah, it wasn't as poorly acted as Chuck Rock.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The acting
Right.
was fine. But anyway, outside of that though, really cute little game. And it has a bit of a Rayman. I don't know what it is about it, but it makes me think of Rayman when I'm playing it. And I was thinking that up until I got to a level that was I didn't expect. So if you haven't been paying attention to this game, which I hadn't really, I don't follow the stuff that I'm not necessarily playing at the time. I was interested in Sackboy, but it's got a ton of licensed music in it. I didn't expect that.
Really?
So I got to a level.
You got some DMCA notices this week on your
well,
channel.
I have a story about that, but I got to a level where you're walking in and you're on an elevator and there's no music. And you go up and you can hear in the background a beat, but it's muffled. And then there's like they have these like little flowers that act as cannons. You jump into it and it shoots you into the level. And when you do that, you jump into this thing and it shoots you into the level, and Uptown Funk starts playing.
Oh, there we go.
Which I just didn't expect, and it was a nice surprise, right? And of course, like the whole world is using like sort of the cardboard cutout thing, and you're seeing these little characters, and they're all dancing to the beat of Uptown Funk, and it's playing, and it really cemented the whole. This feels like Rayman, because all I could think of was like
That
the Black Betty level
Yeah.
from Rayman, but this isn't quite the same thing. It's not timed based on the music. The music's reacting to the world, so like it's playing measures of Uptown Funk, and then you get into another area and there's a little bit more of it's playing, but it's on a loop, right? And then when you'll get into like a section where in that game there are little they almost look like mouse holes that you can roll into, and they teleport you to different areas in a level. And so that's an easy way for them to fix the timing, and so you're rolling in behind a lot of things, and they're playing a certain section of the song, and characters are leaping up and lip syncing to it and all that. But it's really well done.
Huh.
So, but yeah, that cemented that absolutely cemented the Rayman feeling I was getting from it. But anyway, played it for about an hour and a half so far. I'm going to be playing it again this Thursday night. I'm really enjoying what I've played of it. It's not Astrobot. It's not that level of polish and that level of, it's not that level of platforming, but it's quite good. I recommend it. However, one thing that I will not be doing this week when I stream it is streaming through the system itself. So with the PS5, because I'm playing it in 4K, I was just streaming to Twitch through that system. So when I first got to the level I'm talking about, I could hear in my headphones a very muffled beat, and I was reacting to it on the stream. And when I could recognize it before it actually came up to full volume, I was like, I think that's Uptown Funk. That's Uptown Funk. And of course, I was surprised because I didn't expect the licensed music in the game. And somebody on the chat was saying, like, are we not hearing the music
the music
Greg's referring to? And somebody else who had played the game said, don't worry, it gets louder as you get into the level, which it does, but it never did. Because I was streaming, all I ever heard was the very, very muffled version of the song because I was streaming through the system. So I went back later and replayed the level, and I could hear it the way you're meant to hear it. But when you're using the system streaming function, it's muffling all of the licensed music to the point that you can't hear it on a stream.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So, yeah. So moving forward, I mean, I won't be putting it on YouTube, obviously, and it'll get silenced on Twitch, in the archives. But moving forward, I'm going to be playing it through my capture card because, boy, does that level ever lose a lot when you can't hear the music.
Right.
The whole thing is based on the music, so
that's
too bad. But I guess it's the way of things, and but really good. I'm really enjoying it. And I want. Excuse me. The donor who bought the game asked to remain anonymous, but want to say thank you very much. Really appreciate it, and I hope that they enjoyed seeing the stream. And I'm going to keep streaming it until I finish it. So Thursday nights.
Nice. I'm hoping to get that for Christmas.
Yeah,
and I hope they put out the online co-op patch soon. Then we could play it together.
Yes, that would be nice. Online. I'd really like to. And there was a level that, actually, this is kind of funny. There was a level that clearly, I think they're called team levels. Like they have little icons over them that have two silhouettes.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't go in because of that. I couldn't go into the level. But I think there was a loading screen tip that told you how you could play them single player. Interestingly enough, the loading times are so short because of the PlayStation 5, I didn't have time to read the tip. So like I saw that that's what it was about, but by the time I registered that that's what I was starting to read, it was gone.
Oh man.
Anyway,
look at that.
That'll do it.
But I online play will definitely be a big plus too. I really do want to experience it with a few people playing.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Phil.
Yes.
What do you got for us?
Well, CJ, I'm glad you asked. I picked up. Actually, this was about 2 weeks ago. This actually came out shortly before our Miles Morales spoiler cast, so I didn't get to talk about it last week. But the new Picross game came out on the Switch.
Sure did.
Oh, right.
Picross S5 is now available on the Switch, and I picked that up. And
every bit as good as the previous Picross S.
Picross. It's great. I'm like I'm almost halfway through
Sega one.
All the same
Sega
there, right?
one, yeah. They haven't said anything more about that since that stream or whatever.
There was that initial announcement and nothing. So hopefully we do get Sega Picross sometime soon. But
yeah.
I'm about halfway through all the standard puzzles. Cool. And the clip Picross puzzles that unlock as you go through. So, but yeah, it has the terrible Mega Picross mode, which is garbage and can be ignored. It has a few of the color Picross puzzles that they've had lately, that kind of thing. So,
which I've just never been able to get into. I tried it.
Color Picross is
to appreciate them.
Yeah, I like Color Picross in moderation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mega Picross I still hate, but
no, Mega Picross is just terrible. It's no fun. And you know what? Every time one of these new Picross games comes out, I always try a handful of the Mega Picross puzzles.
To remember that you hate them.
Well, just, maybe this is the time it will click. I say to myself with rampant optimism, but it never ever does. It never does. And again, they always reuse the same puzzles from the standard Picross, because it's like the color Picross puzzles, they're all original puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Mega Picross, it's just the same images as in the standard Picross game, just with the mega style clues. And it's like,
it's no fun.
It's like, they know nobody cares. Why bother coming up with new images? Just run our existing images through the Mega Picross clue generator and be done with it. Don't waste the time. So, but yeah, it's Picross. It's great. I love it.
There's a demo. If people have never played it, there's a demo.
Mm-hmm.
So,
although if you've listened to this show over the years,
735 episodes of the show, and still have not tried Picross,
haven't been convinced to try Picross at some point. Yeah. But yes, there is a demo. So, but I think this was the case with the last Picross game as well. Your finishing puzzles in the demo does not carry over.
I think you're right. Yeah.
No, I'm absolutely right. Because I
only tried the demo for S4. I didn't do the S5.
Okay.
Demo.
Yeah, I did the S5 demo too, just because I couldn't wait. But yeah, the
couldn't wait the week.
No, I couldn't. I have to say, it's a Picross. Come on. You kidding?
Sure.
I need my fix, man.
Yeah.
And I picked up a new re-release of a game that came out years ago. Sam and Max Save the World.
So what is this based on the original?
This is the first Telltale game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is not Sam and Max Hit the Road.
I came across my physical copies of season 1 and 2 today.
Oh, nice.
Actually.
Yeah, I do have I have physical releases. Now, what are these, your PC ones or?
Yeah.
Okay, because I believe they released the first 2 seasons on the Wii, of all things.
No,
Yeah,
I know I have at
right.
least one season on my PS3.
Yeah. The first 2 seasons got a physical release on the Wii. I actually do have the physical release of all 3 seasons on PC.
Okay.
But yeah, this is Sam and Max Hit the Road was the old LucasArts game from the 90s.
I've never played that.
You should. You know what that would be?
I will eventually.
Yeah, I mean that's for your adventure streaming nights. It's
which, by the way, just so you know, tomorrow night we're starting Less Manly and Search for the King.
Really? Oh man,
I hear it's not very good.
I've never played this. I've never played the Less Manly games.
Supposed to be a pretty low rent Leisure Suit Larry ripoff.
Kind of I think that's probably why I never played them.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a new Leisure Suit Larry game that just came out too?
Yeah, those are bad.
But a year ago?
No,
no, there's a newer one.
The newer one, like in the last couple of weeks.
What?
Yes.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Some terrible pun.
Because there was
that Al Lowe would never make.
Wet Dreams Don't Die.
That's the last one I played.
Was the one that came out like
no, the new one is Wet Dreams Dry Twice.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, that was came out this So
this week or like
Wet Dreams Don't Dry was 2018, and Wet Dreams Dry Twice is 2020. It's by the same people, Crazy Bunch.
Oh yeah, it's the same character design and everything. Yeah, no, I mean, I knew about the Wet Dreams Don't Dry.
Bad.
And then Wet Dreams Dry Twice. I mean, that's just a contradiction. They don't dry, but now apparently they dry twice?
Apparently.
Keep the cannon straight, people who are currently in charge of Leisure Suit Larry, that lucrative license. Boy, that's got to be... I never played that 2018 one.
I played the 2018 one for about an hour.
Is it horrible?
That was bad.
Ugh, it's too bad.
You know what, though? I will say it wasn't as bad as the...
Magna Cum Laude?
Oh God, those were terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, the young Larry Laffer, or what
it
was
was
he,
like his nephew
or something?
Yeah.
Or, God, those were awful.
Yeah, I actually played through. That was a hate play.
Oh yeah, boy,
That
why did
was
you do that to
I
yourself
f-
that year?
I finished that game. I finished Magna Cum Laude.
Did you like run over a puppy with your car or something? Why would you do
It
that to yourself?
was it was a very misguided, like, I got to see this through. I gotta
I'm a fan.
You're such a fan.
Yeah, but no, it was wretched. Probably the worst game that I've ever completed.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I didn't bother playing Box Office Bust, which was the follow-up to that game.
Mm-hmm.
Never
I don't
bothered
think
playing
I ever played
that.
that either.
And then Reloaded came out, which was the remake of the original game.
Yeah.
Played through that. It was
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't I have it.
It was. I mean, it's the first game,
Right.
but with modern art and animation, which always flirts with like stuff like that. Always to me flirts with like Flash.
Yeah,
style.
I can see that.
And it's just so. I mean, we've talked about this before, like especially with cartoon shows. It's like stuff that's animated in Flash and those kinds of programs have a very distinct look.
Yeah.
That I'm not crazy about.
Well, it's not a good look.
No.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where Reloaded kind of set. It was still okay.
Yeah.
It was a remake of the original game, so a lot of nostalgia there, but
right.
it was like I can take or leave the art.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not surprising. But yeah, so they what's I forget the company's name. Some company has the rights to the Telltale Sam & Max games.
Yeah.
And Skunk Ape Games. And they have remastered the first season of Telltale Sam & Max, which is Sam & Max Save the World. And they have re-released it for modern systems. So I picked it up for... Actually, I double dipped because I picked it up for Switch just to have it on console. But then I picked it up for Steam as well because they have an automatic 50% discount if you own the Steam version of the old game. So I was able to get it for like $10 on Steam. But yeah, so I picked it up and I've started playing through it again just because I haven't played through that game since its launch. And they improved the graphics a bit. I mean, I haven't compared them side by side.
Mm-hmm.
But that game was originally released in 2006.
God.
Good 14 years ago.
You mean when we started this podcast?
Yeah. Jeez, yeah, you're right. And I mean, despite the remastered graphics, boy, it looks like a game that came out 14 years ago. Because
it's still using the Telltale engine.
I believe it is a.
Was that back when the Telltale engine was shiny and new? And
I think it's I think it's an updated version of that engine, probably.
Yeah.
So it's hopefully not as buggy as the old Telltale engine was, but just the character models and oh boy, especially the animation is just. This is an old game that was not super high budget to begin with, and now it's gotten probably a fairly low budget remaster. But it's still got the humor, and the voice acting is really good, and so there's some good jokes and such. But yeah, it's not a pretty game, but yeah, it's cool that it's getting a re-release. Hopefully the other seasons get remastered as well. And boy, I hope somehow whoever owns the rights to the comic books at this point gets those back in print, because the the last time there was a re-release of the Sam & Max comics, Telltale actually published it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea who has the rights to those comics now that Telltale is gone. So, because they're great comics and more people need to read them. So, hopefully, somewhere someone does something. And then, just this past Thursday on the Switch, we got not one, but two new Taiko no Tatsujin
I couldn't
RPGs.
believe that when I saw that on your list.
Yeah. Double
Taiko
pack.
no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure Pack, which contains two
3DS games.
yes,
Right.
they are. These were originally 3DS games that never made it out of Japan. Go figure. But they have been remastered and you can buy them separately. You can buy them separately for like $30 each, or you can buy the double pack for $50, so you save $10. But yeah, they have the standard Taiko mode where it's just like any other Taiko no Tatsujin game where you can play with the drums and it's a little rhythm game. Or they have the story mode, which is an RPG where you I guess you can't use the drum in this mode because you have to, because there's it's an RPG, so there's lots of times where you have to move your character around the world map, talking to villagers and things like that.
Okay.
So yeah. So I mean, it is a simplistic RPG, but instead of turn-based battles, when you encounter an enemy, you play a song. You do the drumming on a song. But yeah, for a good chunk of the game, you're using your analog stick or whatever to move your guy around the world. But yeah, it's I don't know why they felt they could. I mean, it's great. I'm delighted that these exist.
That they released it.
I'm delighted that they are in English. I cannot understand why Namco Bandai felt it was worth translating these two RPGs. And from what I understand, they're not like super short. I from what I heard, they're like 10 hours each, which is, I mean, obviously short for an RPG, but
sure,
not an insubstantial amount of text that you're going to have to translate.
Right.
But yeah, it's all there. And I've been playing through the first one. I mean, I've not gotten far in it so far. I've played it for maybe like an hour and a half, but it's got like a little monster collecting mechanic. So like, you have random encounters, and as you get good notes, like hitting the beat perfectly, you build up your attack to attack the enemy. Missing notes or getting just okays will cause the enemy to attack you. Sometimes like bombs will come by on the little music bar, and if you tap on the bombs, you take damage. Bosses will do attacks where they will like interfere with the music bar, so you can't see the notes as clearly as they go by and stuff like that. So there's some clever little stuff that they do with it. And it's certainly cute. But you do, because it's random encounters, you do end up hearing a lot of the same songs several times, which is, it seems like for each area, there's maybe like 4 or 5 different songs that they kind of cycle through whenever there's an enemy encounter. But it's just, it's bizarre that it exists, and I'm delighted by it. So
it's such a difference between like early 2000s and now, where it's like late 90s, early 2000s, there would never be a chance in hell that this would
of
come
course
out.
Not. No.
Now it's out digital only.
Yeah.
Digital release.
Yeah. I'm sure some people are like, "Oh, I'm not going to buy it unless it's physical. I don't." But it's like, come on. Do you know the odds of this coming out at all over here? Yeah.
Very low.
Yeah.
But I heard it's got something like over 100 tracks between
like-
the two.
Yeah, I think it's like 130 tracks.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, it has some of the licensed tracks because Taiko in general often has like anime opening themes and
Yeah.
whatnot. So
Yeah, there's
those
like
are in there.
yeah,
as
there's
well.
like some One Piece music.
Yep.
There's some of the Japanese Pokemon themes.
Yep.
It's got some Kamen Rider themes. It's got
Oh
some,
yeah, I saw that.
yeah. It's got some Ghibli music in there, like the Yokai Watch themes and stuff. And then yeah, like some J-pop music and stuff like that. So
And what is it? The Blue Hearts.
yeah, the Blue Hearts, Japanese punk stars, the Blue Hearts. I love the Blue Hearts. Yeah, Linda is
in there
from the Blue Hearts. Yeah, which
from
is
Owendon, the first Owendon game, right? Had that. Is it
I
Owendon that Linda's in?
think so.
I believe
think
so.
it might
I
be.
believe
Yeah,
it's the
I mean,
first Owendon.
Linda has been in a lot of like music rhythm games. Like
Sure.
it's certainly been in previous Taiko games.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but I think
you're
my
right.
my first experience with it was Owendon.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've been playing a bit of that, and I'm just, like I said, very happy to be able to do so. The last game I played this week, well, I posted about this on Twitter the other day. If you follow my Twitter, you might have seen me posting. I busted this out the other day. If you're watching on YouTube,
Oh my gosh.
It's a 3DS.
this
It
is
still
my
works.
This is my Nintendo 3DS. This is my new Nintendo 3DS. As you can see here, I have the imported
I have mine right
Japanese-
here, my 2DS.
yeah, I have this is my Pokemon faceplate with all the little
2DS.
yeah, red and blue sprites from the old Pokemon game.
That's a nice
but
faceplate.
It's
by
a
the way.
wonderful faceplate.
Yeah.
Yes, I am very happy I imported this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just on a whim. The game, I saw someone tweet about this game I'm going to talk about here, and which prompted me to open up my 3DS for the first time in
God knows how long.
quite some time.
At least
quite some
still
time.
since before the Switch came out, I assume.
The last game I bought on this was the WarioWare Gold game. So whenever WarioWare Gold came out, that was the last time I really played this thing. And I, for the first time since, I mean, it was longer than that, I actually turned up the 3D switch on the side, the 3D toggle, because, at some point playing the 3DS, I just turned off the 3D feature and just stopped using it.
You know when I stopped using it?
What's that?
When I started wearing glasses.
Oh, really?
I found that once I started wearing glasses, it was
Yeah.
really hard to get that 3D feature to work okay without a lot of crosstalk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, it's
On the new 3DS, I thought it was much better.
yeah, cool, because the new 3DS has that like kind of face tracking in it, right?
Yeah.
Where it's sort of like
Oh,
auto
right.
adjusts for you. So, but yeah, I hadn't used for as long ago as it was before I even turned the thing on. It was significantly longer than that before I even played it in 3D. And holy crap, the 3D is really neat. I was like, this is actually really cool. I didn't appreciate this as much as I should have back when this was the thing, so
Right.
I'm kind of going back and playing some old 3DS games now, just ooh, it's VVV, but oh, it's 3D. That's cool. Because I got a lot of really good games on this thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There were a lot of really good
3DS
games.
has a
3DS is
fantastic library of fantastic games, but
Yep.
You know what I also had to
Imagine,
do?
sorry, just because
Oh, yeah.
every time we think about this, though, and I absolutely agree with you, but man, I just remember thinking when I got my DS,
Yeah.
that the whole idea was so stupid, and the system was, the system was garbage. I mean,
Full
it
screens.
looked awful.
Yeah.
The games that came out for it were not great. Some of them were
Initially.
okay initially, and I just thought that, and even like that back then, where Nintendo was calling it the third tentpole and not
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah.
replacement for the
Third
game, was
pillar.
like, wow. So third pillar, yeah, like Nintendo doesn't even have any
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. It just always blows my mind because looking back on it now, and the DS and the 3DS libraries are amazing.
Yeah. They absolutely are. And excuse me. I had to my battery on this is dying. It holds a charge for half an hour.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was playing it for a little bit because I mean it's been sitting here and it's been plugged in. It's my 3DS sits right underneath my monitor on my desk and it is constantly plugged in. So it's not like this was buried in a drawer.
But that's probably not doing your battery any favors.
That's probably true.
Plugged in.
That's probably true. Yeah. But it does not hold a charge at all anymore. So I was tracking down a new battery, and the new 3DS uses a different model battery than the standard 3DS.
Oh, okay.
And Nintendo on their online store does not have new 3DS batteries.
No. Wow.
So I was looking around and I found like someone on Walmart.com, and it's like a third-party seller is selling what they claim to be official Nintendo batteries.
Sure.
We'll see. We'll see. I believe it's supposed to arrive next on Wednesday.
Week, Phil burns his house down.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. So
get into an outside outlet.
Yeah. I'm going to put this battery in and just sparks are going to start shooting out of my 3DS. So we're going to see
different kind of face raiders.
If it's obviously very sketchy, I'm not going to use it.
Face raiders.
I still have face raiders on my system. Thank you very much.
You do.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
I think I think like maybe 1-year-old Finn is the little face that's flying around the screen on my face raiders at this point. But
that's excellent.
But yeah, so hopefully I can get a battery for this thing. But
be careful.
Well, obviously.
Also,
yeah,
would they go back in stock on the Nintendo
I'm not counting
store?
on it. I mean, they don't even have a listing for it.
Oh, okay.
It's not even like, oh, here it is, we're just out of stock. There's nothing. There's nothing for it. The only they have the standard 3DS battery, in stock, and then they have the they have a listing for the 3DS XL?
Yeah.
The big one. They have a listing for that. I believe those are out of stock,
but nothing for new.
But nothing for the new one at all. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But hopefully I can, because I just bought in the year 2020. I bought a new 3DS game.
All right.
The other day, I spent what appears to be the retail price of this game. I don't believe this is a sale.
Okay.
I spent all of 2 cents. 2 pennies. We'll get you a copy of The Queen TV Game 2 for the Nintendo
Descriptive
3DS.
Title. I already know what it's about. I already know the entire plot.
The Queen
what
TV
the heck?
Game 2.
What?
For the Nintendo 3DS. I am loading up.
What is this game?
Hold on. I'm loading up the page.
And is
here.
it worth your 2 cents?
I have to put in my
give us your 2 cents on this 2 cent game.
I have to put in the age verification for this game.
Oh, spicy.
This game, release date November 26, 2020. Genre, arcade strategy. Developer, Butterfly. Publisher, Bata Furai. Let me read you the description of this game from Nintendo.com. From the developer of Daikon Set and Love Hero.
This can be one of those panty games, isn't it?
It's not. It's not, strangely enough. 2 games that I've never heard of, unless Daikon Set and Love Hero is just one game. I don't know. Okay. From the developer of a game or 2 games that I have never heard of. You've already switched, reads this description. It's too late. Love Hero is removed from channel 2600. A lonely king is without a queen. The physical XN update with new data slowly faded the king's SD3 memory. His only memory with the queen was watching Love Hero on TV. The queen's soul calls to him, shouting their first encounter. The king finds out his queen has been trapped out permanently from data transfer. He locates the queen and sets out on one final journey. A journey he will not win. The Queen TV Game 2, available now for Nintendo 3DS family of systems. That's the official description on Nintendo.com.
So what is this game? You're going to tell me it's like a Breakout or an Arkanoid clone.
I mean, you're not far off.
I'm just waiting for it.
You're not far off.
Why did Phil purchase this game? It's 2 cents on the 3DS.
Well,
it's
because
Arkanoid or
because it's well, I didn't know what it was. The screenshots show nothing. The screenshots, it's like a yellow background with like 3 black bars.
Excellent.
And then a big pink block and 2 little black dots. That's all. I didn't know what this game was, but I figured it's 2 cents.
Okay.
It's weird sounding.
Also, why do you need an age verification for this game?
Well, because there's a lot of F-bombs in it.
Oh, what?
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, that took me by surprise. So you
That's
start
weird.
up the game, and like there's the user interface is nonsensical.
Just like the description.
It brings up a screen where it says like now loading.
Mm-hmm.
And I let it just sit there because I was like, okay, this game is
now
loading.
You F.
And I left it for like a minute and a half, and it just wasn't doing anything. And I was like, is it loading? But it's not. It's like a false loading screen, and you can actually
the game had already begun.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's amazing.
It's a bizarre, like, you know, it's got kind of like that frog fractions, kind of like, you know, this increasing madness kind of thing. And yeah, like I hit a button, or I hit like the analog nubbin, and all of a sudden, like a woman's voice starts talking. Like it has digitized speech, and yeah, she starts kind of angrily tossing out F-bombs. And I'm just like, this is okay. I did not expect this from my Nintendo 3DS game, my 2 cent Nintendo 3DS game. But then like the actual game starts, and it is like Atari 2600 level graphics where it's just big squares. And it was like the first stage, you are a big square, and there are 2 smaller squares bouncing around the screen.
So it's the screenshot in the description here.
Yes, and you have to dodge the little smaller squares for like 3 minutes. It goes on for way too long.
Okay.
And
I like this description.
Well, it's
my question is, Phil, how are you alerted to the existence of this title?
Someone
to know to buy it.
Someone tweeted it out. I forget who it was who tweeted it.
Yeah.
But yeah, someone tweeted about it.
What did they say about it that attracted you to purchase it? Just that it's a 2 cent 3DS.
2 cents.
The price. Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The bargain price of a mere 2 pennies, which,
like moth to flame.
Yeah.
Phil
I had to
goes.
Oh man, yeah, it's bizarre. I don't get it. And I beat that first stage.
Okay.
And then the second stage was like another kind of like just simplistic kind of thing, and I lost. You know, I took a hit or whatever. And when you take a hit, it swears at you, and it boots you back out to the main menu.
Okay.
And it's just like, I don't get it. I don't know if I have played Daikon Set and Love Hero, if maybe this makes sense. Maybe there's some
Okay.
sort of greater Daikon Set Love Hero lore and mythos that I am not privy to.
I'm going to say probably not.
But I'm guessing probably not. It's an art piece. I'm taking it as a 2-penny art piece.
Daikon Set is a Wii U game.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Well, I will never play that. I mean, isn't the Wii U eShop shut down? Can you even buy?
That's a
no.
good point. I don't know.
I think the Wii is.
Is it?
Yeah. Pretty
Okay,
sure
I
it was
mean,
the Wii
my-
that was shut down.
Wii U is still going. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, my-
Daikon Set, it looks similar in style to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not hooking my Wii U up again to play Daikon
Well,
Set.
why not?
I'm sorry.
Why
Well,
not?
Love Hero is on the 3DS.
Oh, is it now? Okay. So it is 2
And-
games.
It is available for the retail price of $1.
Okay.
Oh well, I don't know. That's a pretty
Here's
big price
the
increase.
description.
Daikon Set's a free download.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Here's the description of Love Hero.
Okay.
Regain. Well, this is the tagline. Regain
Okay.
your sanity with a variety of medical trials!
Oh.
Exclamation point.
Okay.
And the description is: hospital recovery begins. She will be treated soon. That's it.
Okay.
I think Phil's frozen. Either frozen or he.
Oh, he's not.
Okay. He was frozen.
I don't know what
just
happened.
Frozen.
I was frozen. Well, you guys were frozen for me, but I guess. Oh,
Yeah.
my internet connection's unstable. See, this is the thing.
The
We're
other thing
talking
that's
about
unstable are these
games.
Love Hero and Daikon Set games.
The government knows we're talking about these games that are clearly some sort of ulterior motive for publishing these things. These are some sort of litmus
maybe.
test to
Maybe.
seek out rebel rousers
Yeah.
and undesirables.
Love Hero came out on
you know?
February 14th, 2019. Valentine's Day.
Oh, well, there you go.
Don't you know?
Valentine's Day, Love Hero.
Mhm.
Love Hero. Okay, well, maybe I'll have to.
Invest the dollar.
Invest
now that
in
they got
Love
you for
Hero.
2 cents.
Yeah, yeah, they got me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
see
anyway,
what happens. This. Yeah, there you go. If you're looking for something to play over the holidays, might I suggest dropping 2 pennies into the
on-
3DS eShop
That's-
till.
yeah,
Bring home a copy of The Queen TV Game 2.
interesting.
Adults only, please. Game has strong
Got
language.
some strong language for you. Hmm.
Yeah. But there you go.
All right.
That's what I've been playing.
I guess now we're gonna go into tweets.
Tweedly deedly dee. Tweedly deedly dee. Tweet tweet. Tweet tweet.
There we go. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mr. Nelson, who says, honest video game question. I have a gaming PC of recent vintage, and I can't think of any reason I'd buy an Xbox Series X. Am I missing something that it does that I can't do on PC?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, I guess it's probably not. You got backwards compatibility with a bunch of old games.
Sure.
That you're not necessarily going to get on PC, but if that's not important
correct.
to
That's
you,
true.
which I could see it not being important to you, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah,
Steam. You're
the
fine.
the ease of using a console over
Sure.
a PC. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
Well, Ease
Keep
is
your
available on
PC.
PC as well, so you're fine there.
Nice.
You get it. It's like the Falcom
Got it.
games.
I got it. Yeah. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias. I finally watched. Who says, when did you guys stop chasing achievements and trophies?
Mm.
I've been surprised listening to old episodes how hardcore you seemed about it. I still love the idea of playing a game a different way or finding a new area purely based off the achievement list.
Yeah, we were really into it for a while there, weren't we?
Everybody was though.
Yeah,
it was
well,
a
I
new
mean,
thing,
yeah, it
right?
certainly wasn't just us.
Well,
but
and there are people that still are. Let's
Yeah.
let's be
that's
honest.
wild to me.
There are
That's
people who
wild.
are still chasing
Yeah.
trophies and achievements.
Yeah,
I
I don't know
stopped-
when we kind
I
of.
stopped once Greg's gamer score got higher than mine. I just
So like in the second episode of the show, or
Oh,
no, there was a time on the show when we went back and forth, right? We were competing on gamer score.
did you rage
That went
quit
down.
achievement chasing?
Yes. Yes.
I do
right?
remember Saul playing Avatar to get those easy 1,000
Yeah.
points.
Yep.
Darn right.
Those were the days.
Yes, indeed. I don't believe I had even watched Avatar at that point.
No, I
Yeah.
still haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now I kind of want to play through that game again just because I like the show.
But
I
you've
like
already
the
seen
show.
everything the game offers in the first.
Yeah, I've seen the
20
1,000
seconds.
I've seen the 1,000 gamer points or whatever they're called.
That's
But,
right.
I don't
Yeah.
remember when I stopped.
Yeah. I mean, we all kind of crapped out about the same time though, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I probably when 360 come out? 2006,
2005.
2005. It's
Yeah.
probably by about 2008 or 9, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't like one of us stopped caring and or like one of us was left like, oh guys, I totally got the 1,000 achievement points.
Yeah,
We just all kind of like
And
collectively.
I never cared about trophies.
Oh, the Sony ones.
The Sony, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Although that said, I did specifically try and get the platinum in Miles Morales.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Well, and I used the Astrobot trophy list to 100%
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was fun.
Well, I think that whole guide thing that they've added might bring some people back into it, right?
Yeah, that's
the
true.
trophies where it says, you're X
Yeah.
number of minutes away from achieving this, and
Right.
it can't hurt.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think so. Activities have that time on it where it says 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever.
Mm.
Achievements don't, or
Oh,
trophies
sorry.
don't.
Either way,
But they do have the PS Plus guide videos where it shows you the general area where you would achieve that particular.
shows you how closely I'm paying attention to any of it.
I would purchase DLC that would just give me the trophies.
Wow.
There you go. That's a free one. Sony and Microsoft. I'll pay
Well, I guarantee that DLC won't be free.
$4.99.
Right.
I'll pay $4.99 to get a platinum trophy.
And what is the point?
I wouldn't actually do that, CJ. I mean, you understand that was a joke, right?
I understood. Yes.
But can you imagine them implementing that?
Then what is the point? What
no.
is even the point of
Well, the point
system?
the point is getting $5
what is
from
this- what is
from the
point?
consumer. That's
I
the
do
point.
like the the PlayStation interface now does tell you in your profile. You can view it online in the app. I don't think it shows it in the app. It shows it on the system itself. It'll show you how long you've been playing whatever game,
Yeah.
which I think is more useful than just the achievement or trophy list.
Mm.
Honestly,
Yeah.
but oh well.
Yeah.
So yeah. And it's been a while since I guess I used Astrobot this way, where I found a different way of playing by using the trophy list. But I generally don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker alias Evan who says, just listening to the new episode, and it's, are storage units a common thing in the US, Canada? Here in Ireland, we just use our parents' attic. At least that's where most of my stuff is stored.
Well, I mean, my parents' attic is half a country away, so
Yes,
I
that is
cannot
important.
I cannot easily haul Christmas
But-
decorations over to my parents' house.
But
Yeah.
do you still have stuff at your parents' house?
Yeah, there is still like some of
'Cause
my
I
old,
do. I
old
do.
toys and crap like that are up in my parents' attic right now.
Yeah,
certainly.
yeah.
Stuff
Yeah.
I don't have
Before you moved away.
Yeah, stuff that was up there well before I moved away. So
Yeah.
You guys are the only. I've never had a storage unit,
really,
and
No?
I definitely have way too much crap. So, you guys are the only people I know who do that.
yeah.
I just,
Not
I mean,
gonna-
for me, I just because my My parents' basement was a country away. And for the stuff that I was accruing while I lived away, I dragged that crap all over the country with me.
Yeah.
It made moving kind of expensive sometimes, but yeah.
All right. Let's wrap it up with this one from Hacker Alias. Jason Whitman. I think that's just his name. Jason Whitman. But it's also his Twitter account. All right. 2 this week. Is that okay? Do you think Nintendo...
No.
It is okay.
Pick one.
By the way.
Pick one.
Do you think Nintendo considered multiple cartridge slots for the Switch when I'm playing one game and my family is into another one? There is a lot of, quote, switching.
What is this, a
So-
game.com?
Yeah,
That's just like
game.com.
any other console in history. I don't understand.
Yeah, but I mean, the Switch, the cartridges being so tiny, wasn't there? So there was the game.com had 2. Was
Yeah,
there
the
another
game-
console that had 2 cartridge slots?
I want to say there was, because that sounds kind of familiar.
Like the Vita?
I don't think so.
I'm just not remembering anything about the Vita.
Oh,
No.
man. Didn't?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I could totally understand this issue where
Yeah.
then you have to keep track of a tiny cartridge. It's not like the olden days with the NES where you took out this big honking piece of plastic.
I don't get. I don't understand. I'm not following your logic at all, though. So you're saying
That
that
it's a small
you think
thing that
because
could
the
easily
cartridges are
be
small. It's
Yeah, like
it's
if-
less
if-
convenient because the cartridges are small. Is that the road?
No, the idea is you're playing a game, then one of your kids takes the system, goes to their room, pops out your game, puts in theirs, and throws your game somewhere.
Okay, but that's just having a.
And then you have to track, you have to track down that game, which could be on the floor at this point.
I think
and-
maybe you
and
just need
put it back
to initiate some punishment.
That's what I'm
If
saying.
it's
You
severe
need
enough,
to-
it won't happen anymore.
You need to instill in your children that they need to take care of their technology products. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
It's called parenting.
Just to be clear. Okay.
You should ask your wife about it.
Oh.
But the other solution here is all digital. Go digital.
Yep.
Digital, there
You
it
don't have
is.
to worry about it.
There it is.
Or well, go digital. Go digital. Yeah.
Speaking of not going digital, speaking of having a bunch of Switch cartridges to juggle, I got a bunch of stuff from Limited Run showed up this past week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess I guess COVID is probably the culprit here. Slowed down a lot of production and distribution
Right.
for Limited Run stuff.
And
So
now
they have
the production bottlenecks are cleared.
yeah, and so suddenly a lot of stuff is getting through. So things are arriving. So I just got my big collector's edition of the latest Shantae game.
Oh.
Shantae and the Seven Sirens, I believe. That showed up. I got a right over there. You probably can't see it, but I got a plush. Ooh, let's see.
I saw it on Twitter.
She's up there somewhere. My plush Shantae.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else showed up? Like, oh, my physical Streets of Rage 4 for the Switch
Nice.
arrived. Yeah.
Okay.
And Panzer Dragoon. My Panzer Dragoon
Ah.
cartridge showed up. So
Which I think that comes out for the Xbox
Very soon.
shortly.
does
here.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
I had picked up the deluxe edition of Streets of Rage as well,
Mhm.
which includes it came with the steel book, and I think maybe the soundtrack. But it came in a case that's made up to look like a Genesis case,
Yeah,
Right.
which
but it's too big.
see, I had assumed that it was the same size as a Genesis game, but it is not. It is a
Nope.
fair bit larger, and
That's
I was
one of the reasons I didn't get it.
I didn't realize that when I had ordered it. I was actually pretty disappointed.
Oh,
I mean, I'm glad I have the steel book for it, but the giant fake Genesis case was pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
And boy, I'm disappointed about that Monkey Island collection that they have currently. up for
Yeah.
pre-order because I really, really want that book
Oh,
that comes
But
in
not
it.
the rest of the stuff.
Well, because it's like, yeah, so it's, I mean, I own all the Monkey Island games anyway. So, I mean, obviously they're going to include the games because that's the point of the thing. But yeah, it's like they're charging like $175 and that's US.
Yeah.
I don't know what, 3,000 or whatever it's going to end up being for Greg. But yeah, it's like $175 and it's full. I mean, the stuff it comes with is neat, but the bulk of it is just stuff I would look at once and go, oh, that's cute. And then shove it back in the box and never touch it again.
so
But I want the they
Why
have
don't you get it and then eBay the rest of the other stuff?
parcel it out.
Parcel it out. Yeah.
I wonder how
Just
much
do
I could
that.
get back. Yeah, because like I don't want the statue because I don't think there's ever been a collector's edition video game statue that hasn't looked like trash.
Yeah.
And that particular statue is using the character designs from like the remake of Monkey Island, which were ugly to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want the book.
let's see if I can figure out how much shipping would be.
But I don't want to pay $175 for a Monkey Island book. Although I wonder if CJ's idea of parceling it out.
Just parcel it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people who are like, oh, I want the statue, but
I really
don't
want the statue.
book.
Yeah. Maybe.
Then you can get
Maybe. But boy, that would be a pain in the ass to do.
I'm
Yeah,
figuring this
probably.
out here. So okay, it'd be
What's
$40 to ship this.
Okay.
So we're talking $215 American,
Okay.
which comes to $275 Canadian.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
And there's why I'm not getting it.
You don't want a $300 Monkey Island book?
And the thing that kills me, I mean, I would want it anyway. I would want the book anyway, but knowing that Jeremy Parrish wrote it,
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
I really want it because I know it's going to be really well done.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah. I mean, obviously Jeremy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So it's going to end up being a really, really well done book.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to bitch about it too much because I totally get it. Josh, actually, when I tweeted about that, Josh came back and said no, because that would be considered
Josh
Disney,
being the guy he works at.
Yeah, with the founder.
He's the guy. Yeah, he's the guy who runs Limited Run.
He tweeted back and said something along the lines of no, because that would actually be merchandise, and they don't have a deal with Disney to do merchandise.
Yeah,
or something along those lines.
It's weird. Kind of the weird little legal loopholes you have to go through.
So I mean, it's legit, absolutely. Like,
or it's like Lego.
Disappointing.
I know one of the weird things about Lego is like people have been wanting for years for Lego to just Lego obviously has the Star Wars license. So people are like, why don't they just sell a big tub full of stormtroopers? You know, I want 100 stormtroopers for my Lego army, and they can't, because if they just sell stormtrooper minifigures, that technically counts as an action figure, which they do not have the right. That's purely Hasbro's domain. So Lego can't sell just a stormtrooper figure. It has to be part of a Lego set, or like a single one given away as a promotional item or something.
Gotcha.
So there's
not going to be
deal.
There's in all likelihood the book is never going to be sold separately.
Probably not. No.
My suggestion to you would be buy it and parcel
and
the rest of the stuff.
I wonder, because it'd be such a pain in the ass to sell here's the statue and here's the posters or whatever. I wonder if I could just here's the entire box. It's got everything but the book. Yeah.
You probably could do that.
I wonder. Yeah. I wonder how much. I mean, obviously it would take off a big chunk of the price.
Sure, but then it's just the price.
Yeah.
Then you only pay it you don't have to get that much for the rest of the stuff.
We'll see.
Anyway, well, let's do the second part of Jason's
question. What's the second part?
Who says, I don't want to spoil a future episode, but any game of the year favorites?
Well, CG already spoiled what he's
I
getting.
already
Game of the Year.
spoiled.
Yeah, we've talked about. I mean, there's a good chance Miles is going to show up.
Good chance.
A very
Animal
good
Crossing
chance.
probably is going to be on some lists.
Very good chance.
Maybe
Astrobot.
Last of Us
Last
Part
of Us
2.
is certainly one we
Astrobot.
enjoyed.
Watch our Game of the Year show. We're going to have the same lists.
We're not. I already know we're not based on what you guys are saying.
Oh,
yeah. I don't
So
know.
there you go.
And I have to go back. I have to do that thing that I do every year where I go back and like, what the hell came out in January?
yeah.
That's why I keep a running list all year.
Do you really?
For exactly that reason.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
Nice.
going to remember
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
the Game Awards is this week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Reggie's going to be there apparently.
Reggie's
Yep.
gonna be on Thursday. Yeah.
Why? But
I mean, because he's Reggie.
He's Reggie.
yeah, I get it.
Of course.
Gaming Illuminati.
Luminary. He's
No.
a luminary.
I like
No.
Reggie.
Oh, Illuminati.
Illuminati. Yes.
Oh, okay. My bad.
yes.
Yeah, the Game Awards and hey, Cyberpunk 2077. That game
When does
Big
that come
game.
out?
this week. This coming
Really?
Does
week.
it?
December
Okay.
10th.
Okay.
The wait is over.
Uh.
They only announced it in like 2012.
Uh.
But yeah. So it should be a big week. There should be a lot of
Yeesh.
stuff to talk about next week. And then Game of the Year show soon. Very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
So look forward to that. I think that's a show. I think that's it.
Beautiful.
I think
We did it.
wrapping it up. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
I got to get to those again. Settle down, CJ.
Excuse me. Yeah, you'll find Generation 16 episodes as well.
Yes, the new
Including
episode
new
goes
one.
live on Tuesday night. Please go check the channel. There's a premiere set for that. I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern. I think is what I put it
Okay.
as. On Tuesday night. Yeah, that's the new episode. And the next episode script is already like 90% written and the footage.
What?
Wow.
What?
That one's going to come pretty fast, I think.
Amazing.
Very
Yes.
nice.
Yes, indeed. You will also find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about during this episode. If you missed the fact that the game that Phil spent about 15 minutes talking about was called the Queen TV Game 2,
Queen TV Game 2.
there will be a link to it in the show notes. Don't you know?
Absolutely.
Along with a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening application. We're also on Stitcher Radio. We're on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show or watch us live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast. Follow our Twitter account at P1 Podcast to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, friends, it is Sunday nights at 5:30 specific time. So join us, won't you? If you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. The more money you give us, excuse me, the more copies of the Queen TV Game 2 we can purchase. Think how many will be lousy in copies of the Queen TV Game 2. They're only 2 cents.
Why would you want more
It's
than
only,
one?
why wouldn't you want as many as you can cram down your
Says
gullet?
the guy who won't pay $175 for a Monkey Island book.
Do you know how many copies of the Queen TV Game 2 I can get for just one copy of Limited Run's Monkey Island collection?
A lot.
Yeah. Where's Parrish's book about the Queen TV Game 2? I'd
TBD.
spend 4 cents for that. Speaking of video game behind the scenes crap like that, I recently purchased from Fan Gamer the Broken Age, Double Fine Adventure, behind the scenes
The
documentary.
6-hour documentary.
Yeah,
thing?
they had the over Black Friday. They had the Blu-ray set on sale for
hours.
It's a
five-
long, yeah.
It was
documentary.
$5. $5
with the game.
shipped, and it comes with the game. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the version I have.
yeah, they had it on sale for $5, so I totally picked it up.
Excellent.
But yes, your Patreon funds, of course, help keep our zooming, keeps our podcast
Potting.
up and potting and doing all that stuff, and we of course appreciate it. And if you are a Patreon backer of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you will gain access to a special weekly bonus episode that we record right after this, where we play games, we crack wise, we have all sorts of fun doing the stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ's probably got a game for us this week.
That's correct. We have a
Presumably.
Jeopardy game. For
It's not going to be all fancy like Seabake's one last week, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Back to
We
the
don't have 20 minutes to
non-fancy
set up.
Down and dirty.
version. Yeah.
Good. That's easier.
Yes.
That's how we like it. Nice and easy.
We'll probably do better on this one too. I'll
good.
probably do better on this one.
I did pretty good on the last
You did.
week.
You,
I'm just-
yeah.
I
Spoiler
don't want
alert.
to say anything, but yes, join us for that. And if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com, where you will find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite second banana, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you for your wonderful show. Hey, I watched the new one, which is about Pyramid
Patrol.
Pyramid Patrol is your new episode, and it is great.
Thanks,
It's
man.
a really good episode. I honestly knew nothing about this game at all. So it was,
yeah, who would? It's laser active.
yeah, it was all new information, and as your stuff tends to do, it goes pretty deep, man. You do not do surface level crap on your little web show, do you?
I try not to.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Cool.
So,
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I hope,
is that
that's the one that's coming out on Tuesday for general release.
Okay, yeah. As a Patreon supporter of Generation-16, I got to see it early. And you could too, friends.
For
if you go support
$3
Greg,
an episode.
$3 an episode. Yeah, you're not paying a monthly. Not paying monthly. You're paying per episode, man. So,
Yep.
That's a deal.
Please
That's a deal.
consider it.
Take a couple bucks out of your the Queen TV Game 2 funds and send it over to Greg to watch this new episode, because it is
I'm a fan.
quite good. It is quite good.
Thank you. I appreciate
Of
that.
course. And that's it. Is that it for this week?
That's it. Yeah.
DJ,
Yeah.
thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, Phil.
CJ, of course, former quarterman from Electronic Gaming Monthly. You may know
Yeah.
CJ as quarterman from back in the day. Gregory,
Yo.
thank you, of course,
Thank you, Philip.
for joining us as well. And of course, thank you to our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single one of you. We probably would be doing this show without you, because we just love each other that much.
Mhm.
We like
we're-
talking to each other that much.
But we're delighted that you're along for the ride.
Mhm.
Lo these many years.
Many years.
14.
Yes. Please, again, take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones, your family, your friends. Wear a mask, for crying out loud.
Please.
And
True.
yeah. And yeah. We hope to see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloos.
Bye.